Welcome to Charge. Matt Thompson alongside Nathan Schmook. And Nathan, there is one big headline incident that everyone is talking about.
Big one, Matty. Intriguing case.
Absolutely. Ty Vickery sent straight to the tribunal. His strike on Dean Cox, intentional, high and severe, according to the match review panel. And what that does is it gives him a high enough grading that the panel doesn't offer a penalty. They just send it straight to the tribunal on Tuesday night.
Exactly, Matty. If you haven't seen a replay, I don't know what you've been doing, but we'll talk you through it anyway. That's an elbow from Dean Cox. And Ty Vickery responds here with the right arm around, gets him in the face. Dean Cox isn't expecting any contact you wouldn't have thought. His mouth's agape, and he was really lucky he didn't, I guess, have any structural damage. He was in a bad way, according to his coach. And we see him go down there. He's pretty much out when he hits the turf and couldn't play the game out.
Now, if the MRP had have graded it just one grading below, it would have come in at about 4 weeks. So is that a gauge on what kind of penalty Tyrone Vickery's looking at here?
I think so, Matty. You're right. If they'd graded this high impact, it would have been 4 weeks down to 3 with an early plea. I don't think the footy public would have accepted that. I think that's probably short of what it deserves. So sending it to tribunal, you're right, at least 4, but I think you're probably looking more at 5+.
And he's got a record as well, some carryover points.
He does, 43 carryover points from earlier this season.
All right, one more note from the incident. There was a lot of talk over the weekend about Cox and his part in it. He was cleared for that earlier elbow?
He was. I think people just see that as par for the course now, a bit of an elbow while you're in the ruck and grappling, so no penalty for Dean Cox.
All right, now, after this incident, there was some remonstration. Mark Lacroix and Luke Shuey have, in fact, been fined.
Yeah, so this was part of the West Coast response, I suppose, a tag team effort from Shuey and Lacroix. Shuey pushes Vickery into Lacroix and Lacroix bumps him from front on. So I think the fine for Shuey may be fair, but just a fine for Lacroix, I think there'd be some players out there that would say, give me the $1,200 fine and I'll swap that for the 1 week that you gave me earlier this year.
Fines because it's been graded as misconduct?
Exactly, yeah, misconduct rather than rough conduct. So they can't give a player a fine for rough conduct, but if they grade that under misconduct, they can.
All right.
Not saying they should have got a week, but I think someone like Brendan Goddard would feel a bit stiff.
All right, you'll be at the tribunal tomorrow night.
I will.
Would you be prepared to have a guess? What do you reckon? You're thinking 5 weeks?
I think 5 weeks at least. I think if the tribunal agree that this is severe impact, they'll give him 5 weeks.
And does his apology help his cause? The fact that he's apologised publicly, can he take that to the tribunal and help plead his case that way?
I think he should have apologised regardless, but the only thing they'll take into account at the tribunal would be a guilty plea when he walks in there.
All right, stand by for more on that. One more case to look at for you on this edition of Charge. This one is from the Hawks-Swans game. Jeremy Laidler can accept a reprimand for striking Jack Gunston. It's been assessed as intentional, low impact and body contact. Yeah,
caught with the behind-the-goals vision here, Matty, Jeremy Laidler. And the interesting thing about this one was that his opponent, Jack Gunston, told the umpire straight away and said, you're going to have a look at that one. So, looking at the vision, we can't really see it. All we know is that Gunston does go down and he got a hit to the guts.
No player's code there?
No, he's telling him straight away, doing the referral for the umpire.
For him. I reckon that he'll accept the reprimand though, won't he?
I think so. Good record and an early plea gets that down to 70 points, so he'll take that.
All right, lots to talk about. You can chat with us on Twitter, and of course, as I said, Nathan will be at the tribunal tomorrow night with full coverage for you here on afl.com.au. For now, thanks for watching.